video. I am Debbie of the Crafty Diamond. If you are new, welcome. If you are not new, welcome back. Today I have a different kind of video. I'm going to give you some tips and maybe even some tricks on how to work and handle double-sided adhesive, and even how to determine if your canvas is double-sided adhesive. Maybe you're not sure about that either. So hopefully one of these tips will help you, or maybe just give you a really good reminder of what you should or should not do to take care of this. So what you are looking at now is a double-sided adhesive canvas from Diamond Painting Deutschland, and this is a 90 by 65 centimeters, so it is a large one. And it has 220 colors, and this is called Fly Me to the Moon from Josephine Wall. You've probably seen this on my videos. If you haven't, then definitely check out the playlist for my 2023 Josephine Wall event, and I'll put that in the corner of the eye here, or you can look at it at the bottom of the description. But I just wanted to give you some advice, especially maybe those of you that have been working on a double-sided adhesive. Now you are done with our Josephine Wall event and you're ready to put this up. So you may want to take note on some of this if you've never worked with double-sided adhesive. So the first thing is we need to determine what is double-sided adhesive and what is poured glue. So double-sided adhesive, if you see this paper, this is double-sided adhesive. You can't see through it, and it is definitely more sticky. So that is double-sided adhesive. And if you look at poured glue, this one, this is a diamond painting that I am working on from Lazy River, and that is driving me crazy. It will not stay down. This is from Karen Yumi Lusted, and this is from Lazy River Wood Turning. This is poured glue. This, if you look here, I've gotten up to here, so I've already taken this part off. But this plastic, this clear opaque plastic, this lets you know that it's poured glue. You can see through it. You can lift this up without too much problems. And most of your paintings are going to be poured glue. And I do prefer poured glue. You do have, most people do have their own opinion on poured glue or double-sided adhesive. And the only reason why I'm willing to go with double-sided adhesive is because of Diamond Painting Deutschland and Josephine Wall. That's the only reason why I would go with the double-sided adhesive. Poured glue, if this particular canvas here that's poured glue, if it said that it came in double-sided adhesive, I would really have to think twice. Most of the converted cross-stitch patterns or the canvases, most of them have been coming in double-sided adhesive, but now companies are seeing that us diamond painters prefer to use the poured glue method. And so we're able to purchase those more now than we could before. My double-sided or my canvas is also poured glue. The canvas that I am using for my converted cross stitch, it is poured glue, and I'm really happy with it. So I'm going to keep this one up here for just a second. Another important tip, that was number one. Another important tip is that when you receive your diamond painting that is going to be double-sided adhesive, it is going to come in a roll. It's not going to come in a box, or at least the ones from Diamond Painting Deutschland. I'm just going to go with my experience on Diamond Painting Deutschland. It is going to come rolled in a tube. So it is going to be nicely prepared in that tube, but you do not want to take your canvas out of the tube. I know it's really hard because you get it. You want to open that. You want to see what your canvas is going to look like. But if it's double-sided adhesive, if you take it out of that tube, you're going to need to keep it out. Don't try to roll it back up and put it back in the tube, because if you do, you could create what's called rivers. And we'll discuss rivers in just a minute. You do not want rivers. And it's really difficult to try to put that back in there and without messing up your canvas. So what you would have to do is, you do not want to, again, roll it up. You do not want to even roll it backwards if you see, oh, that it's, a little, not damaged, but if it's not straight, it's not flat like this one is, you do not want to roll this backwards like you do with poured glue. Because again, you can cause rivers, you can cause damage to the double-sided adhesive. You can actually ruin a canvas that's going to be $100 plus. With poured glue, so I'm going to show you this one. With poured glue, when you are ready to store this, you're ready to travel with it, because this is poured glue, you can flip it over and you can roll this up. It's not going to hurt your canvas. It's not going to hurt your diamonds. As long as you roll it with the diamonds, the drills on the outside, you can store it that way. But again, you cannot do that with double-sided adhesive. So that is the second one. And then you're going to also want to, instead of putting it back in the tube, you want to either lay it flat on a table, keep it flat while you're working on it, or you're going to want to hang it up using heavy-duty clothes hangers. And I have done that, and it's fine for a while, but once it starts getting a lot of drills on it, it starts to get really heavy. I am able to lay this flat on a table that's in my craft room, so whenever I'm done, I can either take it off my table, lay it flat in there, or if I want to, I can still hang it up. But again, once you start getting a lot of drills on here, it does become pretty heavy. The next one is, if you have any rivers or wrinkles, you can pull this adhesive back. Now, some of this looks like I have some rivers here. That is not a river. It is just a wrinkle that is on the actual top of my paper. But you can take this very slowly, and you're going to want to pull it back, and you want to do it on both sides. It's going to be hard for me to do this and not get my head in frame. And you're going to want to just take it back very slowly until you straighten it out. You do not want to take this off unless you have something you're going to cover it with. So I'm not going to go any further down. That's all that you do, and then you'll take it back up, and you're going to want to straighten it and cover it. And that's all that you do. So that will help you if you want to make sure that this is going to be straight. If you leave this out for a couple of hours, it is going to straighten on its own. And that's usually the best. But if you see that you have some wrinkles or you just cannot stand it and you have to look at the actual canvas, the rendering, then you can pull it back, but just be super careful when you're pulling it back and then also when you're putting it back on there. And so the next one is going to be that although double-sided adhesive, it's not as easy to work with, but it's still doable. And if I had to, I would do double-sided adhesive on other canvases besides Diamond Painting Deutschland. I would prefer not to. If I have an option, I will definitely go for the other, but I will, if I have to, I'll go ahead and do this. But this has not been hard to work on Diamond Painting Deutschland at all. It has been so fun and so enjoyable to work on. And also with Diamond Painting Deutschland, I don't know if you'll be able to see this. Let me pull this back some more. I'm gonna have to pull it back anyway. I'm gonna start working on this. But let me see if I can bring this up some. It may be difficult for you to see because of where I am. But on this, because this is squares, this one does have a grid line. And that is Diamond Painting Deutschland. I don't know if they're all that way or not, but the grid lines really do help me because I can count out how many squares I want to work on, and then I can cut this paper off. And I just use one of my cutting blades. I will carefully cut the paper. I have not cut through my canvas by doing that. You can use, the same cutter that you use for your poured glue. and it works just fine. But if you can count, I'd keep everything covered until I do a certain section, and then I will pull that away. So once I complete my next, I do 4 down and 4 across on rows and columns. And so once I get that done, then I just go ahead, get the paper out of the way. I will just cut that paper off and then just keep working. So I hope that this helped you a little bit with the double-sided adhesive. My main takeaway for this was for you to know how to store your canvases, for those of you that are putting yours up until we come back next year, and we are going to do this event again next year, but I wanted your canvases to remain safe. And some of you also purchased from the one with the diamond art, and theirs looks a little bit like this particular paper, but it's not this covering. Theirs is poured glue, but they have theirs covered because of, it's just how that they do theirs. And it looks more like a mystery painting covering, whereas it is more of a plasticky feel is the best way that I can tell you, but it is not double-sided adhesive. It is poured glue. I hope that that helps you and doesn't get you, worried about it. But if you do have the painting from Diamond Painting Deutschland, then you are going to want to be really careful when you're putting up your canvas. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please click on the subscribe button as well as the like, and this will help you to see more videos coming out, especially if this content helped you. And leave a comment down underneath the comments below and let me know if this helped you or if you have any suggestions on double-sided adhesive. Hope everybody has a great day, and until next time, happy diamond painting. Bye.